Hey everybody, just wanting to update you on what's going on with the kitchen. I was able to get all the doors and drawers primed, and as you can see behind me here, I have a set of the doors and some of the drawers here. They primed, it went pretty well, laid on pretty smooth. There are a couple imperfections here and there, but it is primer, so I'm not really concerned about it. Because I'm in the process of getting ready to sand all of them now. So what I've been doing is just going through and giving it a light sanding before I actually put the final the paint coat on. So I am going to do 2 coats of paint as I did the cabinets, just to make sure that it's good and protected and get good coverage. So I will have to sand again, but right now this is just the sanding before paint. I am using a 220 grit paper, and that's sufficient to get it smooth enough and to knock down any imperfections that I have. No need to go any higher than that, at least not before the top coat that goes on. So for the drawers, I haven't necessarily needed to do much of the backs. So the only thing that's going to be exposed is just a 1/2 inch all the way around for where the drawers meet, because it is a 1/2 inch overlay. So I am doing the surround area. I'm going to sand that, but in this area I'm not really getting into the nooks and crannies of this part. But any doors that have a boring, I am doing the full sand even in these spots, because they will be exposed at some point when you open the doors and close them. So have to sand both sides on that. So the way I've been doing most of it is I've just been lightly sanding it around the top and getting that taken care of. And the key thing about sanding this is you want to get the imperfections out, but you don't want to do it hard enough to where you're going to burn through and into the raw wood again, because then you're going to have to prime it again. So I've done all the flat surfaces, and then now all I have to do is this surface and then these little edges right here. And what I do is for this surface, I kind of put my thumb in there and run the edge and get that right up against there, so I can get that and just do 1 or 2 times until you feel the roughness go away, where it's nice and smooth. But I'm not going over it I'm not putting a lot of force in it, I'm just lightly sanding it. And now I cut to be careful not to hit these corners, because if you try to just press on there, what's going to happen is the sandpaper is going to go on this corner and it's going to burn right through it and go right to the wood. You want to kind of line the sandpaper up against that edge and then run it across like that, so that you're not really putting any pressure on that corner, so that primer stays there. And go back. After I do that, then I go to the next one and I do all this edge, and then I'll do this edge here. And so I'm just doing this top edge here right now, and then I'll do the whole thing all the way around, so that I know I've completed that edge, and then I'll go and do the bottom round portion afterwards. That way I know what I've completed and what I have not completed. Because it gets, after a while of doing many of these, you forget which part you already did, and you don't want to redo it, because A, it takes more time, and B, you might burn through the primer, and you don't want to burn through the primer. This is brand new wood, so you will have to prime it, and I highly recommend priming, even if you're refinishing old cabinet doors. I recommend at least sanding down the existing finish and using a primer to cover it. and you're going to have to do the sanding as well after the primer stage, so just to make sure that you, because this is kind of a build-up, and you use this to kind of, as a filler, and then this will smooth out any imperfections that you'll have, maybe in some doors that you're refinishing. Okay, so that one's done. So that's the process of how to go about sanding the pieces. Just not really hard work. It's just very detailed, kind of tedious work that it's part of the process of painting. You have to get that done. And the painting part is the easy part. It's the sanding that's required to make sure that you get a good finish. So if you want a good finish, then you have to do the sanding, and you have to be pretty meticulous about it. The more meticulous you are, the better your finish is going to be in the end. It's the prep work behind it. So I'm going to continue doing these. I have this, and then I have a whole bunch of the larger doors that I need to complete. But this gives you an idea of what's in store for prepping for top coat. I will shoot a video for when I'm actually doing some top coating, so you can kind of see how that works. Okay,